Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a today's topic video. It is going to be for the 11th of November. Also, that's going to bring us into that 11/11 portal. So we'll probably do an 11/11 portal message on the day. I try to put these today's topic videos out a little bit in advance because I know I have watchers all around the world in time zones that are ahead of my own. So just bear that in mind. Also, these are the storylines where if you'd like to type the word compassion in the comment section, it gets you entered to win for Monday's drawing. Every Monday, I randomly choose someone and I do a storytelling for them in the video that I record on Monday. Okay, so let's get into this. So we have a 7 of Swords. We have an 8 of Wands. We have a 5 of Cups. Okay, hang on. The 11/11 energy could be a real tough one. Somebody's been lying to themselves. Somebody's been lying for a long time to themselves, possibly lying about. With the 7 of Swords, they're almost like wanting to yell at other people and have an outburst, I think, because they're so frustrated with the lying. But the 8 of Wands, they've been lying about, like, they're just going in circles and they're always chasing a ghost. 8 of Wands is the person they want to talk to, but they never get around to saying the words that they want to. And with the 5 of Cups, I mean, literally, they've got this heart that's just laying there. I feel like we maybe have, it doesn't have to be masculine, it's just that's what we see here. We have a masculine who has reached that point where I feel like he sits in a room sometimes and cries. And I feel like he is always trying to figure out how he can talk to some ghostly individual that is obviously, he goes round and round and round in his mind. And I think it's just driving him crazy. And I think he's sick of pretending that this isn't how he feels when this is how he feels. I feel like he's had like mounting frustration over, basically not letting himself acknowledge how he really feels about something. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Is this somebody who's like in the wrong connection? They're with the karmic. Their life is like feeling really compressed. It's like maybe they step into the bathroom sometimes like at work and cry because it's like, I'm living a lie. I chase around the life that I'd like to have, but it's something that I can't really ever grasp. I want to leave, but I just go in circles. I'm here with a karmic, somebody who could be very controlling. I mean, honestly, this person seems like they're having a very bad time and they're becoming aware of it. And with the 7 of Cups, they're picturing, how could I change things? What could I do different? Well, I have great news. We can always change our circumstances. We do not have to feel like we can't, I have to stay in a relationship with a karmic. No, you do not. Well, this is what my life is, and the thing that I really want, I can't have. Okay, it's true. We can't always like jump into whatever relationship we want because the other person has to want us too. But if we're with a karmic, we can definitely choose something here, or he definitely gets to choose. I mean, that's what the 7 of Cups is here saying. I'm wondering if he's been disempowering himself and feeling like he's just a pawn in somebody else's game and his life is in his own. And it's reached this crescendo where it's like, I can't keep doing this. So what am I supposed to do? Oh, I'm supposed to change it. What should I change it to? How would I change things? We see that he's starting to come up with a solution, which is like, such a relief, because I was like, whoa. King of Wands in the reverse. He has to realize, first off, the reason he is in the situation that he's in is he's in a karmic cycle. We already saw it with that loop. It's been going on and on and on and on and on. As long as he keeps staying in a situation with his karmic and he continues to be willing to stay, then he's the one who's also in a loop. So we just can't blame the karmic and be like, oh, she's the reason I'm stuck. No, he's the reason he's stuck. And it makes sense because he's matching her energy. So the two of them are in a loop. But if you want to make a change, you can, is what this story says on the 11th. Like, this is his breakthrough moment. This is what we're getting to. So we have somebody who's been, I'm going to say, married to the person that reflected their own stuck energy. So a Queen of Wands in the reverse, instead of being confident, can be somebody that is arrogant, can be somebody who is demanding, who feels entitled, instead of being, warm-hearted. They think everybody should be giving to them. Sometimes, without realizing it, two people both act the same way. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. We have the Star. It's time to wash clean. It's time to, I don't know if he's like looking out the window, looking up at the moon. It's in here, taking a shower, cleansing the energy, cleansing what's going on, and trying to get to the answer of how do I change things? The Star says, it's time I heal. It's time I recognize a pattern that I've been in. Maybe it was arrogance. I mean, this could be two people who were staying together for money, both making each other freaking miserable, but unwilling to step down from a position that, looked good to society. So they're sitting together, making each other freaking miserable. And it's like, well, you can't blame her because you're the one staying, But he's having this breakthrough. I want to make the change. In fact, I wish upon a star to make a change. I wish that I could stop doing what I've been doing. In fact, I want to be healed from this negative pattern. We have an 8 of Swords. He has known this for a long time. If I'm going to make a change, it's me doing it. And the universe has been saying, go ahead and make the changes. We see somebody trying to feed the other person and they're shaking their heads. No, 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 I won't. So he's realizing some things. I made my own scenario what it is. I'm the one who ended up where I'm at. Here's the one thing he says with the Hierophant being here. And this Hierophant's a little different because we have this person who is not the Pope, but who is dressed as one, standing up on a chair to appear taller so they have the vision of authority. And this is somebody who's maybe even using moral judgment and threats and shame as a guilt trip to get people to do what they want, right? But in this story, it actually says, sorry, I just realized my necklace is on backwards. Sorry. I feel like he's realized this person doesn't, whomever I've been listening to, whomever I've been saying is the authority who tells me that I should keep staying stuck as a King and Queen of Wands in the reverse. I've been listening to that. Now, again, this could be the institution of marriage, and maybe they have had somebody telling them you must stay married. This is how it's supposed to be. Doesn't matter if you're miserable. Doesn't matter. You stay. And that's a good thing. And I feel like this is him saying is not a good thing though, is it? We have to remember look, I think it's very dangerous to go looking for wisdom from others. If we don't use our own discernment, because you have to consider the source on everything. And people can have wisdom and they can have great opinions. The institution of marriage is beautiful, but that can be true. And also it can be the most miserable and terrible and destructive thing if you're married to somebody that you don't want to be married to and they don't want to be married to you, and you bring out the worst in each other. Now, the institution of marriage is not a beautiful thing. It is the most caustic, cage you could possibly find yourself in. And you have to have the wisdom to be discerning enough to know which of these is a good idea. It doesn't, tarnish the concept that the institution of marriage was maybe a beautiful thing to say. However, with a caveat to that, if it is, destructive and you're married to somebody and the two of you are not good together and the two of you aren't meant to be together and you're miserable, then that's not what marriage is supposed to look like. That's not what we meant when we said something beautiful. So you basically aren't living what that is supposed to be. So why would you adhere to the rules when the rules don't apply? Because that's not what the scenario actually is. That's just my spin on it. It's just my impression. And the reason I'm saying it that way is A, I actually believe that, but two, this card makes me say I can, this would be a good time to interject that, because we have somebody standing here barefoot, pretending to be 10 feet tall and finger wagging. That to me just doesn't imparting wisdom. It seems like there's somebody shaking their finger and saying, follow the dogma no matter what. You must do this. You must behave in a certain way. And if you don't, shame, shame. And I think that they were listening to that for a very long time. I think that's why they couldn't hear their own intuition, because I have this powerful person telling me, I just put it on backwards again. I won't mess with it again. That's hilarious. Okay, so maybe that's a great message for this, though. Maybe this is like, I don't know, the fact that I'm messing about and can't get it right. Maybe that goes along with this. Oh, maybe I just did. Okay. We have the Fool. Maybe I need to flip that just one simple little twist and then that was going to be good. Maybe I was being foolish. Maybe when we think we're stuck, we're only stuck because we haven't freed ourselves. Now, here we have him kind of pissed off. He's written a goodbye letter on the wall and he's mooning everybody as he runs out of the room. I'm going to say we have a divine masculine ready to take, make a break for things. They want to go ahead and rush away. They want to go ahead and disappear. They want to go ahead and get away from this. The reason they've been staying in the first place is they were trying to obey rules, and they were rules that I think shouldn't have applied, but it was very hard for them to feel like I'm allowed to step away from the rules. And I've been unable to listen to what my higher self has said, but there's a break free moment in this. Look, I feel like I'm cheering this character on for seeing what might be true for themselves, right? If they're miserable, I just hope our characters never stay in misery. That's all I always hope for our characters. But this says he is breaking free. He is completely he's had it up to his eyebrows with, forcing himself to be where he's sitting half the time, having a breakdown, a meltdown, and crying in the bathroom at work or something, that just doesn't seem to be a very happy life. So if he's making a break for it, we have an Ace of Swords. We have the Karma card, which is a Judgment card. We definitely see him flying. I would say this, making an authentic choice for himself could be the first thing where it's like, oh my God, I can breathe. Oh my God, I finally, we do see him kind of in this flagrant disrespect because he's pissed that he stayed for too long. So however he leaves might be to, I don't know if he's leaving a nasty gram, writing a nasty letter and saying, you know what, I've had it. You gave me bad advice. You told me to stay in a connection. You told me I'm not allowed to walk away from something, even if it's, breaking me down and breaking my heart and it's toxic. And that's wrong that you told me I had to stay anyway. That's wrong that I listened to your outdated advice. I have more wisdom than that. And now I'm out. It does feel like he might be saying that via letter or text or something or email to someone, but then he's gone. And I do feel like first there's a sense of oh my God, I'm finally free. I broke away. I'm leaving that connection behind. I'm not listening to other people's advice or shame that guilts me into remaining. And now as he goes, especially with that Karma card, this is I feel like he leaves in the night, and I don't know if he's driving all the way through till dawn and then night again or something, but we have a Knight of Pentacles. It is he's going somewhere. I would definitely say knights are action takers. I feel like he's driving, flying. He has a long distance to go. As he breaks free on the 11th, he has some destination in mind. Page of Wands is in the reverse. Temperance is upright. Well, first and foremost, it's to get right with himself. It's to get someplace. I feel like he's driving out of a big city so that he can go someplace where it's oh, this is so much more peaceful. Maybe there's a place that he likes to go, some town, some place closer to nature or whatever he considers to be. This is a very spiritual message, to be honest. It's about somebody who's been fighting their actual spiritual wisdom within themselves and their higher self, and they've been trying to suppress it because somebody else was giving them a false impression of you need to stay right where you are, even if it's freaking miserable. Stay in a long-term relationship, stay in a marriage, even if it's highly destructive for you and them. And it's all this time I've been listening to this quote unquote guidance, which is dead wrong, instead of listening to my higher self. And now the first thing it seems like he's doing is, now that he's starting to listen to his higher self, I feel like he wants to go someplace where he can really reconnect better to his higher self, to his angels. It's like I'm not even running to someone or running away from anything. I'm just trying to run toward my higher self so I can feel balanced. And I could picture him going on like a long drive, maybe clearing his head, feeling more free, feeling calmer with every mile that passes. I keep thinking he's going to like spend a day or something somewhere in a green space or someplace in an area that he loves that's, got to do with nature or whatever he considers to be the place where he connects to his higher self. But as he does that and feels more balanced, we do see his mind turning to a Three of Cups. Three of Cups is somebody he'd like to reunite with. Who is the Three of Cups? Is this a group? Is this a single person? A Page of Cups. Someone that he has a tidal wave of emotions for. Somebody that he views as like very pure. Somebody that he has maybe suppressed feelings for. And I feel like it's bubbling up like this massive, surge right now. Two of Pentacles is sideways. This is him saying, and keep in mind that Page of Cups can be, I'd like to say sorry as well. I wonder if she'd receive my apology. He's weighing this. He's thinking about this. Right now, he's barely getting his footing at the moment. With the Six of Cups and the Two of Wands, again, very closely weighing, should I go talk to this person? They're a soulmate. They're somebody I have a huge tidal wave of emotion. It's like all of a sudden he's longing to sit and talk with her. Just literally to sit and talk with somebody that he really likes and admires. I don't think he knows exactly what the best choice is or what he should be doing. Should I just stay by myself for a while? Should I, but as he sits by himself, as he takes this long drive, as he sits and kind of feels more like his heart racing is slowing back down and he's feeling like he made a better choice for himself, his mind turns to her because there's a lot of happiness here. When he thinks of her, I feel like he's trying to decide, do I gravitate toward her? Do I go talk to her? Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands. I think he's going to make a very sudden, impulsive decision. I keep feeling like this plays out over the course of a couple days. And then it's like, maybe it's just like 2 days. He drives away at night, drives through until dawn, sits, thinks about things, contemplates stuff, spends a night, whatever, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, gets his wits about him, has his mind turned to her, asks himself, should I do this? Should I not? Should I go talk to her? And then it's like by dawn, he's getting in the car and it's like, whatever. It's not even an answer, a yes or a no. It simply is my impulse says, yes, I have to go see her. He is on his way to her, straight up on his way to somebody. And it is somebody that he views as a very important person. We have a King of Cups in the reverse. True. The one thing is he may be coming in to hopefully get some kind of emotional support. We have the High Priest sideways. There is an energy here where he sincerely feels like she is a soulmate, but he is also hoping that somehow she will help to heal him. And he may even say, it's not really right that I'm coming in when I know I'm so still like freshly free, and so I'm still kind of like a mess. I'm hungry for her attention. I'm hungry for somebody to love me, to make me feel safe. It's not really right, but I got to go see her anyway. That's how I feel about this one. That is the message that we got on this. Okay, I am going to leave this one here because this is his choice, but I feel like it still takes like 2 or 3 days for him to arrive in her world. If you guys want a part 2 to this, let me know in the comments, okay? All right, thanks so much for being here, everybody. I will put the little card pull for a birthday on the 11th in the description box. There will be a free link there, okay? All right, bye for right now.